Boom. Look. Up in the sky. It's a trance. It's a les. No, it's super them. Faster than a cancelled woke comic. Louder than a screeching Karen. More powerful than a cancellation tweet. And can leap over logic in a single bound. Alright. Big shout out to a comment. Black lives or black votes. Alright. Anyway. Everybody's just trolling this whole thing. So DC Comics decided to join in on the idea that we should monetize and capitalize on the woke culture. The woke culture demanded that DC makes a gay comic. I don't know whether they specified that they should make a gay Superman or whether or not DC decided that it's a good idea to go with Superman, I suppose, but I have no idea what happened. So I'm just gonna react to somebody who made a video about it. So Ryan Kinnell made a reaction video about that, so I'm gonna react to his reaction about it because I think he summarized it quite well. So in any case, let's see. Let's see what their reaction is. Anyway, so let's see what everybody's saying about this. So let's see what everybody's talking about.
DC Comics were so proud when they announced that there would be a new Superman comic book and that it would be focused completely and totally on identity politics and virtue signaling. Let's make the announcement during Pride Month and tell everyone that we're changing Superman to be gay and put out this image of Superman kissing his pink-haired boyfriend, Jay Nakamura.
Wow. I never knew. These are quite interesting times that we live in. I was not aware DC Comics has made a Superman movie, and it's a woke Superman. In other words, it will be a gay Superman aimed at obviously appeasing to the woke culture, the liberals, social justice warriors, whatever the case may be. I also feel like maybe DC is not being as representative, not showing representation as much. Maybe they demanded that, so I'm not sure. I wasn't really aware of it. Now Superman is my all-time favorite superhero. Okay, whether he's based on a white man or not white man, I don't care. He's Superman. All right, get that out of here. All right, I really was not aware of this until just recently. I would have expected this from Marvel because Marvel seems to be Marvel is owned by Disney, of course, so I would sort of expect this from Marvel. So maybe DC is feeling like, I don't know, they need to catch up. Well, I don't know what they're trying to catch up with because Disney hasn't been making a lot of money off of the woke stuff. It's starting to rain. So the internet has reacted, and it seems like it hasn't really been a very good reception at all. So it's been cancelled. So it seems like every time these companies try to go woke, they go broke. What I always find interesting is how these studios suddenly want to act like they know how to listen to the audience, but all these years they never listen to audiences when we say we don't want Henry Cavill to leave the DC universe, and they decided, nah, screw you guys. Although that has changed recently, but because of the previous administration, they really don't like to listen to audiences. They make all kinds of creative decisions, and they can movies that we love, movies that were dated to have a sequel that we enjoyed. An example such as the DC's monster, what was Monsterverse or something like that, and there was a movie called Dracula Untold, and it was such a cool movie. I loved it, I enjoyed it, and it was dubbed to be part of the DC's Monsterverse, where you have Godzilla and all these other different characters, right? And it's like they just kind of can movies, and they don't really, I don't know, there's like budget issues or whatever, and there's priorities, and they don't really listen to the audiences. And all these studio execs have always been known to not listen to the audiences. But then all of a sudden, there's all this woke culture, which is like up and coming, up and rising. They demand that you make a woke Superman, woke Spider-Man, make him gay, make him this and that. And they're just like, okay, super, okay, we will. We don't want you to cancel us and all that nonsense. And they act like they don't have the creative power and influence to actually say no. And it really doesn't affect their profit margin, because the people that mostly watch these films are the people that don't really care. Like, seriously, okay? But you got a bunch of people that will come in here with their virtue signaling, and they will be like, if we want to see representation, so in the name of representation, they sort of guilt trip everybody, or they guilt trip all these studios to say, if you don't make this character gay, therefore you are not for progress, you are not for diversity, therefore you are not for our anti-discriminatory movement or whatever the case may be.
They were very proud of that announcement because they thought that they could get a couple sales out of it. They thought that just by showing how much they support the LGBTQ plus community, that they were willing to take a character with an established history and change that for the sake of identity politics, that people would come out and support them.
So anyway, with that case, I'm just curious, what were they thinking? Did they actually believe that everybody wants to see a gay Superman, or they just decided, you know what, let's just experiment on this project, let's see how it goes, throw some money in there, let's see how the audiences react, and you know what, it is what it is. If it's not really performing well, we'll just can it. Well, it didn't work out.
Well, what do you know? Just 18 issues in, and it looks like Superman, Son of Kal-El, is over, done and canceled.
Don't these people ever learn? Goodness gracious.
After months of disastrous sales following the bastardization of yet another iconic superhero, it looks like it was a complete and total failure.
No! A total failure? I didn't see that coming.
Superman, Son of Kal-El ending with number 18, but a new 6-issue miniseries debuts in 2023.
What? I'm sorry, excuse me? Come again?
DC announces Superman, Son of Kal-El will end after its 18th issue. But don't worry, Jonathan Kent will be back, guys. DC's Superman, Son of Kal-El series is coming to an end following its 18th issue. During this DC Superman panel at New York Comic Con, the publisher revealed Superman, Son of Kal-El 18 will be the final issue of the series. Seems like a weird place to end it, number 18, doesn't it? Almost like they didn't plan to end it right there. Almost like they thought that this was going to be a great, incredible success. But instead, it's been a spectacular failure. And it started from the very beginning with issue number 1, where Jonathan Kent does away with truth, justice, and the American way.
No comment.
New Superman John Kent does away with the American way in the hero's decades-old catchphrase in Tom Taylor's Superman, Son of Kal-El number 1.
No comment.
And remember right here, we talked about it. I want truth, justice, and a better world. And then they changed that for the official Superman logo to truth, justice, and a better tomorrow because the American way is just too toxic. Ironically, that was the final thing that made Gabe Al-Taib step away from DC and leave DC. He went on to be part of the Rippaverse. ISOM number 1, $3.7 million. Just got my comic books in the mail today. Looks like he made the right decision. Tom Taylor makes John Kent reveal his sexuality again to the whole DC universe in the latest issue for Superman, Son of Kal-El. It's not enough that he's gay. It's not enough that he tells his parents. It has to be on display for everyone to see because this entire thing is a virtue signal. And then, if that wasn't enough, let's make him protest for climate change. He needs to be an activist.
No comment.
He needs to be gay. He needs to be an activist. He needs to show off for everybody. This is the new Superman. And what did all of that result in? Oh, who could have thought? Who could have possibly predicted this? Tom Taylor and DC Comics' gay Superman book falls completely off the top 50 sales chart. Completely off. The Superman book. Gone from the top 50 charts. Some people bought that issue where, of course, on the cover, they put him kissing his boyfriend because maybe they thought, hey, this might be worth something someday. The day that they ruined and destroyed Superman all for a couple comic book sales, but of course, they didn't hold up because nobody really interested in this. No one's interested in this story. The people that you're trying to attract to buy this comic book do not buy comic books.
Look, let's keep it real here. Rule number 1, know your market. Know the people that you're creating your content for, at the very least. The people that they were creating this whole series for do not buy comics. It's as simple as that. Somebody really messed up. Seriously messed up. This is why market segmentation is important. This is why you need to understand how the markets work, and the individuals who are actually making those demands need to at least give you some kind of consistent, they need to give you some research. It's hard for one to pitch a film, to pitch a story, because we have to actually show this type of things. We have to show that there's a demand for this type of things, for content. That's why for a television series, you have to pitch a pilot series of some sort, okay? So that, you know, at least if you put it on YouTube or whatever, you can see that, all right, we've done this, we've done that, we've engage with audiences on social media, and these are the number of people who have shown that they have an interest in this kind of a story. So if you don't even do that to begin with, and you just kind of blindfoldedly throwing a couple of millions in the ocean, hoping that they will somehow magically turn into billions, that's just being dumb. That's just really being dumb. You know what I mean?
Now, Tom Taylor is going to be on this 6-issue miniseries that does have John Kent as well. Surprisingly, I don't believe they announced a future for Jonathan Kent and his gay boyfriend. What's going to happen to Jay Nakamura? Not sure. But I do know that it is clear this book has been an abject failure. Tom Taylor tried to say, the fact that we have a 6-issue miniseries, despite the fact that my book was canceled, we have a miniseries coming out, guys, and that proves just how popular John Kent has been. Weird. If it was popular, you'd think that people would actually be buying it. But of course, you know, that's not the case.
So is DC just not looking at what's going on? Are they not watching the numbers? Are they not watching how all these movies that Disney, their competitor, their rival in the comic market, in the superhero universe, are they not observing them and how the markets are reacting to that, and how it's epically failing? It's not going down well. Or maybe they just thought, hey, you know what, let's not piss off everybody, let's piss off somebody but not everybody, let's just experiment. So okay, in any case, here we are, and the internet is reacting, and boy, are the anti-woke media really relishing on this one.